The Galactic Empire's envoy arrived on Earth, their ship descending with an air of ominous authority. The envoy, a tall figure draped in imperial robes, stepped forward and delivered the ultimatum: Earth must pay tribute to the Empire or face severe consequences. The demand was clear: wealth, resources, and subservience were required, or Earth would be crushed under the Empire's might. The message was a stark reminder of the Empire's reach and its long history of subjugating planets. President Julia Martinez called an emergency meeting of Earth's leaders. The room was filled with top officials, military generals, and advisors. The atmosphere was tense as the president opened the discussion, emphasizing the oppressive history of the Empire and the dire consequences of their demands. "We have two choices: comply and live under their tyranny, or fight back and risk everything," she declared. The gravity of the situation was clear to everyone present. Each leader understood the stakes and the peril of the decision they faced. General Victor Hale, a seasoned and strategic military mind, stood up and proposed a bold plan. "Instead of bowing to their demands, we strike back," he began. His proposal: launch a coordinated strike with nuclear warheads aimed at key Imperial installations. The room fell silent, the audacity of the plan sinking in. "We need to show them that Earth will not be bullied," Hale continued. "This is our chance to send a message that we are not to be trifled with." His words resonated with the leaders, sparking a heated debate. The plan to retaliate was debated intensely. Some leaders argued for compliance to avoid immediate destruction, while others supported Hale's bold approach. The risks were monumental, and the potential for retaliation from the Empire loomed large. However, the possibility of inspiring other oppressed planets by showing defiance was a powerful counterpoint. President Martinez listened carefully, weighing each argument. Ultimately, the decision was made to proceed with the strike, a move that would either secure Earth's freedom or lead to its annihilation. Covert operations were swiftly set in motion to prepare the nuclear warheads and launch systems. Teams of engineers and military personnel worked around the clock, their efforts shrouded in secrecy. The tension was palpable as they handled the volatile weapons, knowing that a single mistake could spell disaster. Security was tightened, and communications were encrypted to prevent any leaks that could alert the Empire. Every detail was meticulously planned to ensure the success of the operation. As the final moments of preparation approached, the key characters took a moment to reflect on the impending action. General Hale stood with his team, his mind focused on the logistics and strategies that lay ahead. President Martinez addressed the nation, her voice calm yet firm, rallying the people and preparing them for the potential fallout. Scientists and engineers checked and rechecked the launch systems, their faces etched with determination and resolve. The weight of their decision hung heavy, but there was no turning back. The countdown began, each second bringing them closer to a defining moment in Earth's history. The nuclear warheads launched from Earth's silos with a precision born from necessity. Engines roared as they ascended, breaking through the atmosphere and speeding towards their designated targets within the Galactic Empire's territories. Each missile carried a payload capable of immense destruction, aimed at crippling the Empire's key military and strategic installations. The world watched in tense silence as their retaliation commenced, knowing this bold move would soon echo across the galaxy. The warheads soared through space, their trajectories meticulously calculated to avoid detection and interception. Inside the control rooms, screens tracked their progress, each second heightening the suspense. The cold, dark expanse of space was briefly lit by the sleek, metallic glint of the missiles as they traveled at incredible speeds. The quiet hum of anticipation hung over the operators and strategists, all eyes fixed on the monitors displaying the flight paths of these instruments of defiance. The countdown to impact ticked away, each moment stretching into an eternity. The warheads reached their targets with devastating accuracy. Explosions erupted across several of the Empire's key installations, sending shockwaves of destruction through their territories. Military bases were obliterated, command centers reduced to rubble, and critical infrastructure shattered. The chaos was immediate and overwhelming. The Empire's forces scrambled to respond to the unexpected and brutal strike. Fires raged, alarms blared, and the once orderly centers of power were plunged into disarray. The might of Earth's retaliation was laid bare in a series of blinding flashes and thunderous blasts. Emperor Zorak watched in shock and rage as reports of the destruction flooded in. His face twisted with fury as he comprehended the full scale of the damage. "How dare they defy us?" he roared, his voice echoing through the grand hall. Advisors and military commanders scrambled to provide answers and strategies, but the enormity of Earth's bold move had caught them off guard. The Empire, long accustomed to unquestioned dominance, now faced a defiance that shook the foundations of its power. Zorak's eyes burned with a mixture of anger and disbelief as he vowed swift and merciless retribution. Back on Earth, the leaders braced for the inevitable retaliation. President Martinez and General Hale coordinated efforts to fortify defenses and mobilize the population. Bunkers were prepared, emergency protocols activated, and military forces positioned strategically to counter any incoming threats. Hale oversaw the deployment of anti-missile systems and the readiness of the defense fleet. The tension was palpable as the world awaited the Empire's response. The calm before the storm was filled with hurried preparations and the grim resolve of a planet united in defiance. Public reaction on Earth was a mix of fear, pride, and uncertainty. News of the successful strike spread rapidly, igniting a surge of nationalistic fervor. People took to the streets, some celebrating the bold stand against oppression, while others voiced concerns about the potential fallout. Families prepared for the worst, stocking up on supplies and seeking shelter. The government's calls for unity and resilience were met with a determined spirit among the populace. Despite the fear, there was a collective pride in having stood up to the Galactic Empire, a testament to Earth's courage and resolve. As the dust settled from the initial strike, Earth stood on the precipice of an uncertain future. The leaders and citizens alike understood the gravity of their actions and the potential consequences. Yet there was a shared sense of purpose and a steely determination to face whatever came next. The retaliation had set a new course, one that would test the mettle of Earth and its people in ways they had never imagined. The stage was set for a confrontation that would shape the destiny of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. Emperor Zorak, consumed by rage and a desire for retribution, ordered a massive counterattack. The Empire's most formidable fleet was dispatched towards Earth with a single, unambiguous directive: crush the rebellion and make an example of the defiant planet. The Imperial Armada, a menacing force of advanced warships and battle-hardened troops, surged through space, intent on delivering a punishing blow. The scale of the response was unprecedented, reflecting Zorak's determination to reassert his dominance. Earth's defense forces, under the command of General Hale, sprang into action as soon as the Imperial fleet's approach was detected. Hale orchestrated a comprehensive defense strategy, positioning the defense fleet at strategic points to intercept the incoming assault. Anti-missile systems were activated, and planetary shields powered up to maximum capacity. Earth's military, alongside trained civilian militias, braced for the impending attack, their resolve unshaken. Hale's calm, strategic mind focused on using every available resource to protect their home. The skies above Earth erupted into chaos as the Imperial fleet engaged Earth's defenses. The clash of titanic forces played out in the vacuum of space, with energy beams, missiles, and fighter craft weaving a deadly tapestry of warfare. Earth's ships, though fewer in number, utilized hit-and-run tactics to exploit the weaknesses in the Empire's formations. The battle was fierce and relentless, with losses mounting on both sides. Hale's command center buzzed with urgent communications and real-time tactical adjustments, the fate of the planet hanging in the balance. On the ground, the battle took a different but equally intense form. Imperial troops attempted landings at key locations, aiming to establish footholds and spread chaos. Earth's military and civilian militias met them with ferocious resistance. Streets and fields became battlegrounds as heavily armed soldiers clashed. The spirit of defiance that had fueled the nuclear retaliation now manifested in the unwavering defense of their homeland. Improvised defenses, guerrilla tactics, and sheer determination characterized the ground battles, as ordinary citizens joined forces with seasoned soldiers to repel the invaders. Recognizing a crucial opportunity, General Hale devised a strategic counteroffensive to turn the tide of the battle. Analyzing the patterns and vulnerabilities of the Imperial fleet, he identified key targets that, if neutralized, could disrupt the Empire's coordination. Hale orchestrated a multi-pronged assault, coordinating space and ground forces in a synchronized effort. Elite strike teams infiltrated enemy lines to sabotage critical systems, while the fleet executed daring maneuvers to break through and attack the heart of the Imperial Armada. Moments of heroism and tactical brilliance emerged as Earth's defenders executed Hale's plan. In the midst of the chaos, Lieutenant Rodriguez led a squad in a daring boarding action against an Imperial command ship, disabling its control systems and causing disarray among the enemy ranks. In orbit, Captain Gwyn piloted her frigate through a gauntlet of fire, delivering a decisive blow to the flagship's engine core. These acts of bravery, coupled with Hale's strategic acumen, began to shift the momentum in favor of Earth. As the battle progressed, the Empire's forces started to falter. The relentless pressure from Earth's counteroffensive, combined with the unexpected tenacity and ingenuity of their defenders, forced the Imperial fleet into a retreat. The skies cleared as the remaining enemy ships withdrew, and the ground forces were pushed back, leaving behind a battered but unbroken planet. The victory, hard-fought and costly, marked a turning point in the conflict. Earth's leaders, soldiers, and citizens alike celebrated the triumph, their unity and resilience having proven stronger than the might of the Galactic Empire. The success of the defense and the repulsion of the Imperial assault were testament to their courage and strategic brilliance. General Hale, though wary of the challenges ahead, took a moment to honor the sacrifices and valor that had secured their victory. The battle for Earth had been won, but the war for their future was far from over. News of Earth's successful retaliation against the Galactic Empire spread rapidly across the galaxy. Subjugated planets, long suffering under the Empire's oppressive rule, were electrified by the audacity and success of Earth's defiance. The story of Earth's bold move and the subsequent victory against the Empire's counterattack ignited a spark of hope and rebellion. Across countless worlds, whispers of resistance turned into calls for action. Inspired by Earth's defiance, rebellions began to ignite on numerous planets. Small, covert cells that had long awaited such an opportunity now saw their chance to rise. Citizens rallied behind the idea of overthrowing their oppressors, driven by the belief that if Earth could stand up to the Empire and win, so could they. Acts of defiance, sabotage, and open rebellion spread like wildfire, disrupting the Empire's control and stretching its resources thin. Earth's leaders, recognizing the potential of a unified front, reached out to other planets. Diplomatic channels were opened, and clandestine meetings were held to form alliances and share strategies. President Martinez spearheaded these efforts, emphasizing the importance of coordination and mutual support. General Hale and his military advisors provided tactical insights, helping to devise effective resistance strategies tailored to the unique conditions of each planet. The formation of an interplanetary coalition began to take shape, bolstered by the shared goal of defeating the Empire. Covert missions were launched to support and supply the growing rebel forces on various planets. Earth's advanced technology and resources played a crucial role in these efforts. Smuggled weapons, communication devices, and medical supplies reached the rebels, significantly boosting their capabilities. Special operatives from Earth trained local resistance fighters in guerrilla warfare, sabotage, and intelligence gathering. These missions, though risky, were vital in strengthening the rebellions and maintaining the momentum of the uprising. Major uprisings erupted across key planets, each contributing to the growing strength of the rebellion. On Tarlos IV, a planet known for its strategic importance and brutal suppression, rebels managed to seize control of several cities, forcing Imperial troops into a defensive stance. On Lyria Prime, a well-coordinated strike crippled the Empire's main communications hub, causing widespread confusion and disrupting their command structure. These significant battles showcased the determination and tactical prowess of the rebel forces, as well as the effectiveness of Earth's support. The Empire struggled to maintain control as the wave of rebellion spread. Their forces, previously considered invincible, were now being challenged on multiple fronts. Supply lines were cut, command centers attacked, and morale among Imperial troops plummeted. Emperor Zorak, once confident in his unassailable power, faced an unprecedented crisis. His attempts to quell the uprisings were met with fierce resistance and growing solidarity among the rebel planets. The Empire's grip weakened as more planets joined the fight, inspired by the hope of freedom and the vision of a galaxy free from tyranny. The galaxy was now embroiled in a full-scale rebellion, with Earth at the forefront of the resistance movement. The successful uprisings on various planets highlighted the effectiveness of the coordinated efforts and the resilience of those fighting for their freedom. The Empire's struggle to regain control underscored the shifting balance of power. What began as a single act of defiance by Earth had blossomed into a widespread movement, united by the common goal of overthrowing the Empire and establishing a new order based on cooperation and mutual respect. The stage was set for the final confrontation that would determine the fate of the galaxy. With the Empire weakened by widespread rebellions and the successful resistance efforts led by Earth, diplomatic talks began in earnest. Representatives from both sides convened at a neutral location, the atmosphere charged with a mix of hope and tension. Earth's delegation, headed by President Martinez, approached the negotiations with cautious optimism. The Empire's representatives, sent by Emperor Zorak, were wary but recognized the necessity of finding a resolution to the conflict that had destabilized their reign. President Martinez and Emperor Zorak engaged in direct, tense negotiations, each leader acutely aware of the stakes. Martinez emphasized the need for genuine peace and mutual respect, while Zorak struggled to balance the desire to retain some semblance of power with the reality of his weakened position. Their discussions were fraught with challenges, as both sides grappled with deep-seated mistrust and the memories of recent battles. However, the mutual understanding that continued conflict would only bring more devastation slowly paved the way for compromise. The formation of a coalition of free planets emerged as a pivotal outcome of the negotiations. Earth, having demonstrated its leadership and resilience, naturally took a leading role in this new alliance. The coalition included planets that had successfully rebelled against the Empire and others seeking to ensure their own sovereignty. The coalition's primary goal was to establish a united front for mutual defense and to promote cooperation among its members, ensuring that no single power could dominate the galaxy as the Empire once had. Drafting agreements and setting up a new governance structure was a complex process. Legal experts, diplomats, and representatives from each member planet worked tirelessly to create a framework that balanced power and safeguarded the interests of all parties involved. They established a council with equal representation, created protocols for conflict resolution, and set up mutual defense pacts to deter any future threats. This new structure aimed to foster transparency, accountability, and collaboration, laying the foundation for a more stable and peaceful galaxy. Key characters reflected on the journey in the new political landscape. General Hale, whose strategic brilliance had been crucial to Earth's defense, spoke of the sacrifices made and the importance of vigilance in maintaining the hard-won peace. President Martinez reflected on the unity and resilience of Earth's people and their allies, expressing hope for a future where cooperation would replace conflict. Even Emperor Zorak, though diminished in power, acknowledged the need for change and the potential for a more equitable galactic order. The final moments captured the coalition's first steps towards rebuilding and ensuring lasting peace. Ships from various planets, once adversaries, now flew side by side on missions of reconstruction and aid. Joint efforts to rebuild war-torn planets, share technological advancements, and establish trade routes symbolized the new era of cooperation. As leaders from the coalition planets met to sign the final agreements, there was a palpable sense of achievement and optimism. The journey from oppression to defiance, and ultimately to a fragile peace, had transformed the galaxy. The coalition's formation marked the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by unity and the collective resolve to build a better future. The scene closed with a vision of planets working together, a testament to the enduring power of hope and the unbreakable spirit of those who had fought for freedom and justice.